I saw something that was like a meme that was like, women's greatest fear is dying alone. And it's like, no, it's not, bitch. It's a snake coming out of the toilet and biting my vagina.
I dated someone that was 4 years, like 4.5 years older than me. I mean, but I was...
How old were you?
18.
Gross. And we kind of, this is the first time before we'll see a recurring thing, which is that
yes,
Laura is horny.
Damn, he's ugly.
You look like a scarecrow and you're addle-brained as well. What's up, bonnet babes and boys? Welcome to Little House Big Opinions, where we delve into the drama, tragedy, and heartfelt moments of a show that was a pillar of our childhood. So buckle up, because it's about to be a wild ride.
You've probably heard of the show, Little House on the Prairie. We grew up being told the tale was wholesome, cozy, and oh so sweet. But I swear there's something tragic in like half of all the scenes.
I mean, seriously, did the writers run out of themes?
They said it's just some drama, but I think it sparked our trauma.
We're both totally fine now, though.
So now we're rewatching the show and talking about it as we go. This is Little House Big Opinions. I guess we'll see how this goes.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome
to another episode of
Little House Big Opinions.
We are on favorite episode so far.
I actually thought today, though, I know we established, we were like, we needed to make up our minds and stick with it about what number we were going to call the episodes. But then I went back to rewatch episodes today before recording, and in Peacock, which is where we've been watching Little House, the pilot is listed as episode 1.
Okay.
So, this would be episode 6?
5.
5?
Nope,
6, because we had Pilot.
1.
Harvest of Friends, Broken Bones.
Country Girls.
Mr. Edward's Homecoming.
100 Mile Walk.
100 Mile Walk.
Love of Johnny Johnson.
So this would be 6.
Okay.
Episode 6, Love of Johnny Johnson. That's
Always
what you're here for.
keeping us on our toes.
Thoughts on this episode?
I like this episode. I think that it's really fun, and I feel like it's the first time that we get more character from Laura and from Mary.
Yeah, we definitely see their personalities start to shine. And we this is their first time before we'll see a recurring thing, which is that Laura is horny.
She's really after some of those country boys.
Yes. It's probably inappropriate. She's only like 10, but it's not my fault. This is an inappropriate episode.
That's true.
Yeah, because there's a huge age gap. We'll get into that.
Yeah. So do you have any good Little House lore for us?
Well, since we are going to be talking about Laura's first crush in this episode, Charles and Carolyn kind of share what it was like when they met and certain things like that about their relationship, because Laura is asking them a lot of questions about, their courtship. So we looked it up, and Charles and Carolyn Ingalls were married for 42 years.
Quite impressive.
And as far as we know, had a pretty solid relationship. And they were 20 and 24 when they were married. Okay. So not terrible.
I
Give
feel
it
like
for 1860, I believe, is when they got married. So
I feel like that does match with the show, because we'll get into this a little bit later. But when Carolyn is talking about how they met, and then more specifically Charles is telling Laura, he says that she was younger than him.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, or is it swapped?
No, Carolyn was younger than Charles.
Okay, yeah.
And, but 4 years is still a little bit different than
what actually was for the actors and actresses in the show.
Yeah.
Also, this is another fun fact that I learned today. I just asked Alexa. I don't want to say it because she'll start talking. I just asked her fun facts about Little House on the Prairie. And she told me that Melissa Gilbert, who is Laura on the show, had a really good relationship with Michael Landon, especially after her own father passed away. And that was shattered when it came out that Michael Landon was having an affair with the makeup artist on set. And she stopped speaking to him until 2 years before he died, and they saw each other again at his daughter's wedding.
I did read that we talked about there being some tension between Karen Grassel, Carolyn, and Michael Landon, but it did say that they made amends before he died.
Okay.
So it seems like he's got issues with a couple people. Sometimes, it's like, of course you can't ignore reality, but sometimes it's nice not to know what goes on in these people's lives.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's nice to just be like, oh, it's Pa. Sexist, but overall endearing Pa.
Yeah.
Not like, oh,
Yeah.
slimy.
Slimy Charles.
Slimy Charles. Alrighty. Well, there's some Little House lore.
Lovely.
So, ready to dive into this episode?
Yes.
All
I
right.
have so many notes for this one, so I am prepared.
Yes. And I don't have as many because I forgot to take notes the first time. So, it balances out. We're a great team. But I can start with this. We open up with a new student, Johnny Johnson, at the school. And at some point during the episode, they do say that Johnny is 15, but the age of the actor is 18.
Which, my very first note is Johnny looks like a 27-year-old man.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that he looks like 18, but they say he's 15, and Melissa Gilbert, who plays Laura, is 10. So that's an 8-year age gap.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think back to my childhood, and I was like, I guess occasionally I did have a crush on an older boy,
Yeah.
but never to that extreme.
No.
And especially not, I feel like it's like when the kid is really small.
Yeah.
If you're like 5 and you have a crush on like
Your teacher.
yeah,
something.
it's like then it makes a little more sense. But
Yeah.
it's like by, you know, like 9 or 10, you should have the awareness of like a couple years, maybe 8.
I think that there's a difference though, because I think that you can have a crush on someone, but
Not act on it.
yes.
Yes, and
so,
that's
like, I feel like it's very common for like younger kids to have a crush on like
right,
Disney
right.
actors and actresses
Yes,
or something.
but Laura acted on it.
Yes, and I'll save my thought for when we get to it, but I was wondering why he's dressed like a train conductor with a rope.
Yeah,
Because his outfit is very strange, and he doesn't wear shoes the entire episode.
entire episode.
Which did make me think of Sam, because Sam, Amanda's husband, never wears shoes.
Yeah, that's true. But you would think that at some point somebody would be like, hey, let's get this kid some shoes.
Yeah.
You know, after a while. But no shoes. Laura's playing in the schoolyard
Yes.
when this student he's already there, right? And he's practicing
He's roping.
he's practicing his lassoing skills. Yes. And I wrote that Laura stares at him like a dog drooling over bacon.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say we really need to make a like edit of her staring at him with horror music,
Yeah.
because she kind of comes across like a stalker.
Yeah.
Like it's just like
we're making faces.
yeah, I guess if you're listening you can't see our faces.
Yeah. But it's scary.
Yeah, and one of the great comments or the great quotes right off the bat is from Willie.
Yes. I wrote this down too.
He looks like a scarecrow in somebody's garden.
I like how he added that in somebody's garden. Like, where else is a scarecrow gonna be? And then after Willie says this to Laura, Miss Beadle directs Johnny to sit next to the smallest kid in class.
Yeah, and this kid makes a really weird face.
Yeah, Adam.
Adam? I didn't even know he had a name.
No, at him.
Oh.
Adam.
I was like, wow.
Adam makes a really weird face. No, at Johnny, this
At
child
Johnny.
makes
Okay.
a very strange face. And I think they did this, like, kind of had him sit there, like, kind of as a joke, but then also just to, like, exaggerate how, like, tall and lanky
Yeah.
and how much older than Laura this boy
Yes.
is.
And Laura and Mary are sitting pretty much like right across from him.
Mm-hmm. And Laura's still
so
staring at
she
him.
just stares at him the whole time.
Until it's her turn to read. Miss Beadle calls on her to
Yes.
come read.
Dickie Birdland again.
I wrote down, do they have any other books?
Just Dickie Birdland.
And it auto-corrected when I typed it to Ricky Birdland.
I mean, that might be better.
but yeah, they don't have any other books. That's the only book they have. So.
And I was very impressed at how quickly Laura had gotten to where she could fully read.
Oh yeah, she does a beautiful
Yeah, this
delivery.
is like 2 episodes later.
Yeah, we don't have no idea how much time has passed.
Yeah, that's
Hopefully
true.
some. Hopefully Laura has aged some, considering that she
Her crush.
is in love with a legal adult.
I feel like it's hard too because they're all in the same classroom. So we never know, like, what grade they're actually in. So
I don't think,
I guess
and
they
I
didn't
don't
really
think
have
they ever
grades.
established in the show, or so far, unless I'm just missing it, I don't think they've established Mary's and Laura's ages. So
No.
we know the ages of the actresses, which I think is a rough
It's about what
relation to,
yeah.
and they do say how old Johnny is. They say he's 15. But... So, I mean, like, I guess it's a little less of an age gap if we're gonna assume Laura is 10, but I didn't think she was 10.
Yeah.
If she was 10 and Ma had still not taught her how to read, then, like, shame on you, Carolyn.
Carolyn was getting a little lazy there.
Yeah. Alrighty, so after Laura reads,
she's pretty much just staring at him until it's time to go home.
and then when it's time to go home, she is kind of, like, trying to...
Get him to walk with them.
Well, she's tying her shoe, that's it, right? To get Mary to stay. Like, she's trying to stay late until he comes out of the schoolhouse.
Yeah.
So that she can be like, hey, walk on with us. So they do. They walk home together.
Yes, and he is answering questions that Laura's asking, but he is more obviously trying to talk to Mary.
And interested in Mary.
Yes.
And so Laura tries to, like, I guess, draw attention to something else, like, other than just his conversation with Mary. Mary's like, he's asking her, like, what do you want to do? And she's like, I want to teach. He's like, oh, you're so smart. And Laura's like, hey, what about me? So Laura's like, let's throw some rocks. And...
As a 7-year-old would.
Yes.
Except I don't think I ever threw rocks.
Just for fun. And
I guess
is
that's all they had back then.
a great rock thrower.
He's very impressed by her rock throwing abilities.
But then he tries to get Mary to throw one.
And she's like, nah, I'm good, bro.
But then he's like, come on, Mary. And she does, and, like, this is the most pathetic throw I have seen in my life. Like... When, you know, like, it's just, you know, the sexist saying of, like, throw like a girl, I take issue with, but she is
in this case,
like, she is the definition of, like, what
like
you
a girl.
picture with when somebody says, like, throw like a girl. Because even me, I'm not a good rock thrower. But if somebody told me to throw a rock, it wouldn't look like...
That's sad.
We're gonna have to post the clip to social media so that people can understand just how pitiful it is.
We do get a very good quote from Johnny here, saying, you never know when you're gonna have to hit a varmint. Also, at some point, I think Laura asks him how his first day of school was, and he says, golly, my mind's jumping like a jackrabbit. So, Johnny coming in with the lines.
Yeah, he's got the lingo. After that, we jump to Laura pestering Ma, right?
Yeah, but we get Pa's fiddling first.
Oh, okay.
And Carrie actually says a line. She says, more music, Papa! Yeah. Very loudly.
Yes.
And I also was wondering, why does Carrie get her own room?
I guess
Just
because
she's younger?
I guess, yeah. Well, okay, so there's the... Part of it is because she's younger, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess, like, she needs to be closer to... But I think... In the first episode in Walnut Grove, she keeps trying to climb up the ladder, and Carolyn's worried about her. Right. I think it's because she's still, like, too little to be climbing up and down the ladder. Okay. But she didn't seem to have an issue to me, so... Yeah. You know.
Who knows? And then we get Laura asking Carolyn about how she and Pa met. And we find out that Ma asked Pa out first.
Yes.
And they went on a picnic, and Carolyn said that they learned that they were kindred spirits. Speaking of Ma knowing that they were kindred spirits on the picnic, I have a story that I feel like is fun with Amanda and Sam. And she doesn't know what I'm gonna say. So, fun little thing for, I don't remember when we started doing this, but for like birthdays or just like little gifts, we started making each other like little videos. I think
funny videos.
Yeah, funny videos. I think you did one for Josh.
Think the first one was for Josh's birthday.
Yeah, and it was like a spy thriller type thing, and it was really great.
Josh was the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I acted out all members of my family.
Really
and then
good.
I made a Little House movie.
So, with the Little House movie, for the Little House movie, she filmed this while Sam, her now husband, was living
filmed this before
he was living at your
Yes,
house?
like right before.
Okay.
But I had completed the movie, but then I was still in the Little House spirit.
So she made me a Little House movie. Kind of, it wasn't following a specific episode, but it was just like bits and pieces of classic Little House episodes, and she was all the characters again. It's fabulous. We will need to post it at some point because it's really, really good. But there were a couple scenes that she wanted to like refilm, so she asked Sam to be in it with her, and it was a scene where they're supposed to be like on the wagon, right? So she was obviously Carolyn, and Sam was supposed to be Pa.
No, I was Laura.
Oh, okay. Well,
this is I'm like butchering your sweet story, but I'm like actually. So the film that I made Riley was actually a separate thing, and the whole point was when he was living with us, we just watched.
Was this one of the things that you planned to get him?
But we just watched a lot of Little House on the Prairie.
Okay.
And particularly by this point, we were in the later seasons, which is where Laura meets her will-be husband, Almanzo, and she's like trying to, get him to notice her, kind of same thing.
Okay.
And so like these scenes in particular, because this is a show that he watched growing up too, were just like particularly classic, and I was like, we should make a video
of one of those scenes.
Right. And so I asked him to play Almanzo, and I was going to be Laura. Because I was planning on sending this to Josh. Like, I was going to add it, but it was a separate thing.
Yeah. Which I don't think you actually ended up using any of the scenes.
No.
But she showed them to me after she gave me the full version of the one that she did. And she showed them to me, and she's like, you can't tell Sam that I let you see these because he didn't want anyone to see it.
He's very embarrassed.
And she showed me, and I was like, that's when I knew that he really, really liked you. And I was like, they're going to be together. Because of the way that he looked at you the entire time in the scene. It was very cute. Oh. And he was just like staring at you. And you could just tell that he was down bad for you already.
Smitten.
Yeah, so that's my fun little story.
Watching it back, I just thought he was really embarrassed to be doing it. Because it's like, get these cameras off me.
Well, maybe. He doesn't like cameras, so probably a little bit of both. Probably because he was so embarrassed to be caught.
Probably. In his feels.
Yeah. With love in his eyes. Anyways, that's a fun story for that. So
me actually let me fact correct this heartfelt story that you're sharing.
We also have made a lot of zombie movies.
Yes.
Vampire and zombie movies.
Yeah, my husband and I also did a Twilight.
Oh, it's so good. She gave that to me, so they got married the day after my birthday. And they still, before.
So we got married. We were set to get married on Saturday. And then our honeymoon was in Savannah, Georgia. And so we were going to leave Sunday morning. So the plan was, wedding Saturday evening. We had our own apartment, so we we're just going to go back and then Sunday morning leave for the thing. But then we got married in March, and there was terrible weather.
Yeah. Tornadoes coming.
All of a sudden, there was, it was beautiful. It was supposed to be beautiful Friday and then terrible Saturday. So we had to move the wedding up a day, a few weeks before. So we moved the wedding up to Friday, but we didn't change our honeymoon or whatever, so we were like, we'll just still leave Sunday morning, it's fine. So we just kind of had a day in between.
Yeah.
So we just went and filmed this whole Twilight movie.
Wait, no. You showed me at your wedding. I vividly remember you showed me this at your wedding when you were wrapped up in the tortilla blanket and you were in that hanging chair.
Oh, okay, I guess.
So I think you did it the week before.
Actually,
that story's not right.
Okay, so I guess I did it. Yeah, I guess we did it before.
You did, yeah. But she was like, you need to come watch this. And I was like, what are you talking about? I mean, I kind of knew that she had been working on it because she told me that she was making me something that I would really like. But I was like, it's literally your wedding. We can wait. And she's like, no, you have to watch it now. Wrapped up in a tortilla blanket in her wedding dress. Their wedding was...
in a backyard. It was...
Yeah. It was a very fun wedding.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Very low-key, very chill.
Yeah. Probably much like the Wilder weddings.
Probably.
Almanzo. Well, Ingalls and Wilder weddings.
Wilder. Prairie weddings.
There we go. That's it. Okay.
Now, later on, we will have to do a check on this because I do distinctly remember there is an episode, I can't remember what season it is in, but it is an episode that goes back in time to when Carolyn met Charles.
I've never seen this.
And they're kids. So it flashes back in time, and so I can't remember the episode well enough to say if it's like completely accurate, if it lines up with Carolyn's description. However, there are a couple of things I'll note about that. One is that it's awkward. We'll talk more about it, but this happens before the Ingalls adopt Albert, which happens down the line. They adopt a kid named Albert. The actor who plays Albert plays Paul as a kid.
Oh.
So this was before they cast him as, so that's a little weird and like trippy.
Fallacy.
But I also think that there's some fallacy regarding their age and how they met and stuff like that. So,
interesting.
Yeah, so we'll have to compare.
Michael Landon didn't
have enough forethought.
Yeah.
We'll have to do some comparison later on.
I do have a story with Ma asking Pa out first. So I asked Josh for his phone number first. Josh is my husband, Amanda's brother. And I met him in line at college. He was the first person that I met on campus. And I was like, I really like him. And we kept seeing each other. But we were both dating other people at the time. And I don't think we knew that about each other. But we kept like seeing each other. And I was like, I want to know him. So I asked him for his number. And I said something really stupid when he said that his last name was Pennington. And I was like, oh, like Ty Pennington on TLC Trading Spaces? And he just was like, no. I was like, okay, cool.
Nice.
But, yes.
I mean, I asked Samuel to marry me, pretty much.
There you go.
I didn't actually, like, ask him to marry me. We just...
Okay.
Yeah, we were just, like, you know, we were really in love. But we were just, like, we were together, and I was about to graduate college. I was about to move out. We knew we wanted to live together. And I was like, obviously we have the choice to just move in together, but like we know that's going to cause a big fuss from family for religious reasons.
Which, yeah.
So I was like, I didn't ask him. I was just like, hey, like, you want to be with me, right? Forever?
You want to do this?
Forever? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, then like, let's just get married. It'll just make it easier. He's like, okay, cool.
Yep.
So... here we are.
And you've been married, you just had your fourth?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So Riley and I both take after Carolyn.
Yeah. We are strong women who know what we want.
Yes.
So then we get, I don't know if she talks to
Pa about the same stuff. So after she talks to Carolyn, this is like, I guess, at dinner time, and then she's in her pajamas. And she says she has to go to the restroom, the outhouse. That is one thing about living on the prairie that I have to pee like 3 times before I go to bed, like within an hour. Like I cannot fall asleep if I feel like even an inkling of I have to pee.
Same.
So
I'll like pee when I am like getting ready for bed. And then before I go back out to bed, I will pee.
And then right before I go to sleep, I go pee again.
Yeah. Because I do my full face gua sha routine and everything, and then I'm like, oh, I should probably go again.
Yeah. So the thought of having to go outside to an outhouse to pee every time, that's terrifying.
Also, even in home, I've only ever peed in a home. I haven't
even
peed in an outhouse.
Even in home.
Even in homes. I just always have this irrational fear of snakes coming up. Because
why is that, like, when did that become established?
I don't know.
Like that, because that's like, right? Like that's a universal female fear. I saw something that was like a meme that was like, women's greatest fear is dying alone. And it's like, no, it's not, bitch. Like, it's a snake coming out of the toilet and biting my vagina.
Yeah. Did you ever watch, it was like Crazy Things? No. Oh. Crazy Things That Send Me to the ER?
No. Oh, well, I mean, like, maybe here or there, but, like, not.
Okay, so there's this one episode where this guy, I think it's actually Sex Sent Me to the ER.
Oh. I definitely didn't watch that then.
There is this guy that was telling his story, and he was on a hike, and he was sitting outside and decided to take his pants off.
As men do.
Yeah. And he said he fell asleep, and he woke up to a weird feeling on his dick, and a little worm-like creature had crawling inside of it. So he had to go to the hospital and have them get it out.
Oh my god.
So I just always, after that, I was
like terrible,
shit, this
but
happens.
Also, why did you take your pants off and fall asleep in the woods? Was he, like, camping and he was, like, hot or something? Like, was there
I don't remember the whole story, but...
Probably not. Probably just
just a guy being weird.
Yeah. Anyways, so Laura has to go... That was
Tangent.
yes. Laura has to go... Or she says she has to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
But then she sits down and she starts asking Paul the same questions
Mm-hmm.
about how he met Carolyn and how he felt about Carolyn asking him out and all that stuff.
Yeah. And then he basically says the same sort of thing.
Yeah, but he also says, she's like, you know, you said yes, and he's like, yeah, he's like, I felt bad for her, and then I just hoped to God she was a good cook. It's like, nice. How romantic.
Great, Pa. Great. And then I think they are getting ready for school the next morning.
No, it's the end of the day. You mean when she asks him?
No, when
the
next scene is when she decides that she wants to wear her Sunday dress to go. Mm-hmm. So she's wearing her normal clothes, and she goes down and, like, eagerly volunteers to go get the water. And Pa and Carolyn are like, she's never that eager to do morning chores, because she says that she'll cover for Mary.
Yes.
And Mary's like, okay. And she goes, and you see her, like, standing at the edge, and then she jumps in. So she comes back, and she's dripping wet, and she's like,
I fell.
Yeah, and Karen's like, okay.
So then she has to wear her really pretty Sunday blue dress.
And her Sunday ribbons in her hair. And I think while they're walking, she's asking Mary what she thinks about Johnny Johnson or something.
She says she doesn't give a hoot about Johnny Johnson.
And she says, why, he's downright homely compared to Pa. And I bet Michael Landon wrote that.
Yeah. I also think, like, I don't know. I feel like this is, like, a thing with, but I don't know if, sorry, Dad, I'm not, like, but, like, I'm, like, I don't think there was ever a moment where I was, like, my dad is so handsome.
No, that's, like, weird.
Yeah. I was never, like, my dad's ugly. But
damn, he's ugly.
See where I get it from.
Yeah, no, I don't think
that
thought ever.
Like, I just feel like they, like, adore Pa on so many levels, and, like, some of them are normal.
And some of them are a little strange.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, oh yeah, I relate to the, like, oh, Dad is so fun, like, I love Dad, that sort of thing. Yeah. Like, as a kid, like, still love my dad, it's okay. But, like, versus, he's homely compared to Pa, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strange.
All right.
And then they're at school, and I think Laura, again, is just staring creepily at him.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, she goes to leave, and Miss Beadle is like, Johnny, it's your turn to clean the chalkboard. So he's doing that.
And she, like, comes up with many reasons to keep going back, and she asks him
to go on a fishing trip with her tomorrow.
What is it with people always asking to go fishing for dates? Mr. Edwards?
So, but then she says, like, and have a picnic. And
she says, don't worry, I'm a good cook.
Yes. And then she runs out, but she doesn't really give him time to respond. She runs out, but then she runs back in and she's like, you are coming, right? And he's like, don't mind if I do, which is what Pa says he said to Carolyn, or what
about the picnic.
Yes. So she, like, takes this as, like,
very excited.
This is heaven.
Yeah. This is meant to be heaven blessed.
Heaven blessed. I was looking for the second word there. This is heaven. This is it.
This is heaven.
But Twilight moment there. Heaven. Yeah, so she is thrilled, and then we jump to...
Mary figures out what she's doing.
Yes.
And Mary says, oh, fiddle, you really are a flutterbudget.
Yes.
I liked that line.
Yeah.
Because Mary is, like, not having it.
No.
She's like, you're being ridiculous.
She's over it.
Little girl.
And then they go fishing. Laura has packed extra cookies. She's ready. She's got a plan in her head. Now, I will say, I never had a crush on somebody this much older than me, for sure. But
no,
I can relate to, like you can just tell that Laura, like, has a crush that is so bad, and that she's, like, planning down to the detail, like, the conversation and what she wants to, like, say and stuff, and, like, how she's going to try to lead into, like, I like you, do you like me, without saying it, right?
Yeah.
And I relate to that. I'm, like, I remember, like, planning out, like, trying to allude to things, and thinking that I was a lot cleverer than I was, probably.
I don't think I ever did that.
Oh, okay, that's just me. I'm just weird, like Laura.
No, I do that now, not with, like, romantic things, but just planning out what I'm gonna say.
No, I would just be like I would
when you were younger, or with
like
Sam?
I would. No, when I was like little.
Okay.
Like younger, I would be like, "Have you seen this movie? What do you think when these two people kiss?" Like,
did you really?
Yeah. And I'd be like, "Gross, right?
Gross,
right?" Like to kind of like gauge their response.
That's
be
really
like, "What if we kissed?"
No, I never did that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was a little boy crazy too. But like I would
Probably from watching Little House on the Prairie.
but when I was like young, and then like once I got to middle school and
like,
I didn't really
boys are gross.
Yeah, I didn't really give a shit.
No, so I guess if we go by what they're supposed to be in the show, even maybe Laura's supposed to be like 10.
Maybe.
And he's 15, so like 5 years. I dated someone that was 4 years, like 4.5 years older than me. I mean, but I was...
How old were you?
18.
Gross.
I think he turned... Yeah, I was 18. Is that right? He was 24.
When you were 18? That's 6 years.
Wait, no, that's not right. Wait, maybe it might be.
Predator.
23? Maybe he was 23 and then turned 24.
You?
Yeah. My parents didn't care. Shocking.
He goes to church. No
exactly. Baby. And he went to the Christian school. I mean, he had gone to the Christian school that I went to. So.
I'm a year older than Samuel. I'm a cougar.
She is. Josh and I are a month and 2 days apart.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's a month and 2 days older than me. You probably hadn't ever thought of that, but you know when our birthdays are. So.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that there was no... I thought, like, I was thinking like a year or so.
Nope.
Learn something new every day.
And I always say I think that's one of the reasons why we work so well, because we're actually like the same age. And before, the guys I dated were older than me. The first guy was 3 years older.
I feel like that works. I feel like once the woman is an adult, like if you're an adult woman, then like older men tend to be.
I don't think I ever dated someone under 18. Really? So the guy that I dated when I was in 9th grade. 10th. Yeah, 9th grade. He was a senior. I'm blowing Amanda's mind. Yeah, so maybe the second one was...
You're over here hating on this age gap.
I genuinely forgot. I like to put them out of my mind and not even think about them.
All right. Freshmen to not date seniors. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say I have recurring...
I'm not saying I'm not saying like freshmen are bad. I'm like the senior
is the one.
And the parents and adults should recognize that's not
Again, it was because it was the pastor's son. So they were like, oh, it's fine. And, like, looking back, I'm not going to have a child. But if I was to have a child, I would be like, no. If our niece was to do that, I would be like, no, he's gross.
No.
Don't talk to him.
Okay.
If he's still interested when you're 18, then cool.
Yeah, but even then, once they're 18, then they would be, like, 20, which is still, to me, like...
Yeah. Okay. One of my other best friends married a guy that was, like... 7 years older than her.
I mean, like, I feel like that's fine if it's, like, 22 and 29, or, like, 25 and 32, like, stuff like that.
I think she was 19.
Yeah, but no, that's not. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so, they're fishing.
Yes.
And I wrote, Laura's trying to be romantic, but Johnny is just a guy. I feel like, you know how, like, it's the saying that, like, we have the, I'm literally just a girl. I feel like this is, I'm literally just a guy. And he's just, like, trying to take a nap, propping his bare feet up.
And his feet are disgusting.
He's eating all the cookies. He's just,
and he's
gross.
Like, I think Laura casts the line, or she catches a fish, and he's like, golly Moses, Laura. I liked that.
Yeah, he has a lot of fun sayings.
He does. And do you think he actually fell asleep that fast, or he was just purposely ignoring what she says? Because I can't remember what she asks him, but she asks him a question.
I think she's talking about kindred spirits and stuff. Like, this is what
do you
I meant.
believe
Like,
in kindred spirits?
Yeah, and she turns over and, like, he has his hat pulled down and looks like he's asleep.
But it's just been, like, 2 seconds since he went over there.
I don't know. He's probably just ignoring her.
I don't know. Josh falls asleep almost instantaneously,
Actually, you know, that is true. Samuel falls asleep really fast, too. I'm always like, oh, what are you doing?
I tell Josh it's his superpower because he can be talking to me 1 second, and then I'll ask him something else, out. It takes me like 20 minutes to fall asleep.
Same.
My mind just won't stop.
Okay, so Laura's disappointed, obviously. It didn't go the way she wanted to, so she's dejected.
So sad. I think she goes and talks to Pa again, and he's like working on something. And
yeah, and I noted this because
what he says.
Well, she asks him what he liked about Carolyn.
And it made me so mad.
And he says, I liked that she didn't pester me with a bunch of questions.
Yeah. She stayed quiet and didn't ask me questions while I was working. Wrong answer, Charles. Yeah. And this is, I know I mentioned this a couple episodes ago, but this is the episode where I really started noticing that the music, the hairstyles, and even some of the costumes are very 70s. Very similar to Brady Bunch vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, the music for sure.
Yeah. Because I feel like Johnny Johnson would have been the ideal guy on Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
That not Marcia, probably Jan would have liked. Oh, I did have a crush on Greg in the Brady Bunch, and he's older. But again, it's not like I was gonna go after him.
Who was your celebrity crush when you were, like, middle school, young teen?
Oh, well, this one makes sense because of Josh. Zac Efron.
Oh, right. Yeah, I knew that.
100%. And this is one of my favorite stories. My friend and I were in her basement. It was a finished basement. And the very first...
have to specify that. Well, not like a creepy...
Well, I feel like...
We're in the basement.
We're in Alabama, and basements aren't as popular here.
That's true.
But in Georgia, they're very popular, and so most houses have nice basements. And so we were in the basement, and we were watching Disney Channel, and the very first commercial for High School Musical came on, and he came on screen, and I started screaming. We've never done that for anyone else before, and we just like started screaming, so much so that her mom came running down the stairs. We hear her like open the door and come running down. She's like, "Girls, what's wrong?" And we're just like, "Huh? Hey, on the screen." And she's like, "It's just a boy." And we're like, "Yeah,
Zac Efron." So
and that was our first big crush. And I say that because, especially when Josh and I first met, the first thought that I thought in my head when I saw him was that he reminded me of Zac. He had the swooshy hair, the very blue eyes.
Mine was Hunter Hayes, which is, I hate country music now. But I feel like his was like pop country. But anyways.
Yeah.
It's really funny too, because like, no, I'm not going to say that. I just don't find him attractive anymore.
Okay.
But I thought he was cute when I was a kid. Yeah.
I think I know what you were going to say, but I'm not going to say it. Okay, after Laura talks to Pa and she's dejected, she still is kind of a little bit like holding out hope that there might be something, but we find out that her grades haven't been as good. So Ma goes to the school to talk to Miss Beadle. And she sits down and she's like, "Is it okay if I talk to you, Miss Beadle?" And she's like, "Is it about Laura?" And they're like talking about how
Miss Beadle just gives it to her straight. She's like, "Look, Laura is googly-eyed for Johnny. Johnny likes Mary. Mary doesn't like anyone.
Yeah.
She likes herself."
She likes education over everyone else.
Yeah.
And this is where we get the wonderful quote from Ma. "These loves are like a heat rash. Quickly come and quickly gone."
I don't know what kind of heat rash she's talking about because...
They linger.
Yeah. And they suck.
They're terrible.
Yeah, I get them anytime we go somewhere really hot, which makes sense, I guess. But yeah.
But mine typically, it's like the first time I get a bad sunburn each season.
Mine isn't very sun. I got a really bad one the first time we went to Curacao. Me and my husband and Riley and my brother Josh go on vacations together a lot.
Yes.
So we went to Curacao once and I got a really bad heat rash. And I don't know if it's a heat rash. I was itchy all the time. I couldn't stop itching.
Yeah, okay. I remember that. I feel like...
It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
I don't think we did last year.
So last year's, I specifically took not only like anti-itch spray, but I just took so shout out if you want to sponsor us, CeraVe. I took CeraVe anti-itch lotion, because like the thing I hate about like anti-itch creams or ointments is that they usually smell terrible and like are sticky and they're just nasty. But this is just like a regular lotion. The consistency is nice. It's moisturizing. It doesn't have a scent. It doesn't have a bad smell. And it's supposed to have like soothing things to help with. And I used
Dermatologist approved.
Yes, and I used it twice a day. last time we went to Curacao and I didn't have any itching, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. CeraVe. You're our first brand that we've shouted out, so let us know.
Yeah, so Laura needs some CeraVe lotion
to get
cure
over
her
Johnny
crush
Johnson.
for Johnny Johnson. Yeah.
Just like slather it on her.
Yeah.
Dump it over her head. I did note that they have recess by the cemetery, which is kind of weird.
I mean, I guess it is, but it's a church.
Yeah.
The school is the church, is the cemetery.
Well, the church isn't the cemetery.
Right. No, they just they're buried beneath the floorboards. But I just mean like it's the focal point of the town, kind of. Everything.
What's the Edgar Allan Poe poem? The Curse of the Half Something Heart, where he buries the heart.
Oh,
whatever.
I look like I'm constipated trying to remember. I should know this. And I do know this, I just can't remember it.
I don't remember.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to look
I
it
have
up.
to know. It's gonna bother me.
So after this, Mary and Laura go back home. Laura is upset at Mary because she's like, you're the reason that Johnny doesn't like me. And she's lashing out at Mary at dinner. And then Ma...
Telltale Heart.
Telltale Heart. There we go. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, sorry.
So they are quarreling. And I think Mary goes to do chores or something, and Ma has a talk with Laura. And I don't know if I just wrote this down incorrectly, but I remember when she said it, I was like, the fuck are you saying, Carolyn? Quarrels would never last long if only one side was heard. Makes no sense.
I feel like they would, because
Only
if Samuel hurts my feelings, we're gonna be in a quarrel until my feelings are unhurt. Even if his feelings aren't hurt.
Yeah.
I guess she's just saying that, I think her point is that,
in order to fix it.
Yeah, or maybe her point is just that, both people feel some kind of hurt.
Yeah, maybe.
And, it's never really one-sided.
Yeah.
But... Alright, Carolyn speaking in riddles over here.
Yeah. And then, during this, it made me very mad because... let me find this part where I noted it. So when Ma is talking to her, Laura's upset and feels bad. And she says that she was no longer sweet because she said wicked things to Mary. And I thought that was absolutely terrible.
Laura said that?
Yeah. She said that she wasn't sweet anymore because she said mean things.
Yeah. And one action determines it all.
Yeah, I did not like that. It was a little triggering for me. But then Johnny comes to the Ingalls house because he wants Mary to tutor him, so he says. And Pa is just oblivious. He's like, oh, hey, yeah, great. She's in there. Go get her. And, of course, Laura is, upset. And as he's leaving, Ma goes out and talks to Pa. And Pa didn't realize that he was 15.
Yeah.
He thought that he was younger. He was like, how old is that boy? And she's like, oh, he's 15. And he's shocked by this.
I think he thought he was older because he was like, what is Laura doing, drooling over this kid?
Oh, really? I thought that he was thinking he was younger.
Mm. Either way, he does, I think, at least allude to, oh, that's too old for Laura.
Yeah.
And Carolyn says, she's too young to be, thinking about that. And Carolyn's like, I remember being younger than her and, chasing after her. And I think she even says Charles.
Yeah.
So this is where we're going to have to do our check on.
How it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we go back to the school, and Johnny is getting a little bit conniving here. I don't know if he's just stupid or what, but he asks Laura to meet him by the sweetheart tree.
I don't think I just think he's a fucking idiot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which there's a big tree in the center of town. It's called the sweetheart tree, and they carve initials into it.
And he tells Laura, he's like, meet me by the sweetheart tree. So she thinks oh, he's finally
her
come
eyes
around.
light up, and she's like, okay.
He finally is taking an interest in me. So then she meets him by the sweetheart tree.
And then what did you just say?
She meets him by the sweetheart tree.
Yeah, she meets him by the sweetheart tree. I don't even remember what he says, but basically he says all of these things that seem like he's about to tell Laura that he carved their names into the tree.
And then she looks over and it's his initials and Mary's initials.
And she gets upset about it. Rightly so.
And she fights with Mary again.
Yeah.
Mary's like, I didn't tell him to do that.
Yeah.
Stupid. Mary has been criticizing the sweetheart tree from the opening scene. She's like, that's stupid.
And then they get back home, and I think Laura storms in, like, upset, and Mary comes in behind her, and Ma's asking what happened. She explains it, and Mary says, Willie's right. He looks like a scarecrow, and he's addle-brained as well. So she's just straight up like,
He's stupid, too.
this dude is ugly as shit, and he's dumb as a rock.
It's like the sophisticated way of saying that.
Yeah.
I really want to use that now next time.
Addle-brained.
You look like a scarecrow and you're addle-brained as well.
It is really good. We need to make shirts with these on them.
Yes.
That'd be really good.
Gotta start with, you can find God in a wheat field more than in a chapel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then a picture of
Pa fingering his crops.
Yeah. So I think after this, Mary and Laura talk and basically work it out. And I think Ma, like, tells Laura that there will be plenty of other guys.
Which okay, so I remember, there was some kind, I was like, fallacy, inconsistency. She says, there were plenty of guys for me. I think she says before your pa and I got together.
Yeah.
Well, when it flashes back, she's like 10 too. So I'm like, there were plenty of guys. She's like, I had my heart broken plenty of times before I met your pa. I'm like, you had your heart broken plenty of times at the ripe age of 10, like
10 years old.
Yeah. So that was where I was like, that's a little confusing.
But yeah. Strange.
So she comforts Laura, tells her, this heat rash will heal.
Yeah. And that's pretty much where it ends.
Yeah.
Overall, happy episode.
I mean,
in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. It's not. There's nothing devastating happens except for Laura's little heart. But yeah.
But I think she learns to move on, and she's on the lookout for the next fella.
Yeah. So trauma. None.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's really any for this.
Yeah. Survivability.
I put 10.
I put 10 being most survivable, right?
Yeah.
I put 7 because if we're doing worst scenario, I was trying to relate to Laura and unrequited
like
love.
If our husbands didn't like us back?
No, when you're a teenager with a crush, or like a young person with a crush, and somebody doesn't like you back, and it's just like all consuming. That can, really
never happened to me.
make you a little hurt. Everyone liked Riley back. All the predators. All the predators were really into her.
I don't know why.
Okay, so that's why I put that for survivability.
That makes sense.
Big opinion?
I think overall, I really didn't like how Laura immediately thought of herself as being bad when
she did a bad thing.
Like, she just immediately was like, I'm not sweet anymore because I
don't really remember that part.
Did
Carolyn, say anything? Like, no, that doesn't make you, one...
No, she pretty much just said, like,
now go fix it.
No, she was just kind of like, but you can do better tomorrow.
Yeah, but I feel like just because you do a bad thing doesn't make you
it doesn't determine who you are for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Well, and especially that. Like, it's not like she was being super mean to Mary. Yeah. Also, I feel like Mary wasn't very understanding. Mary could have been like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I don't like him, but...
Laura's wrongfully taking it out on Mary because Mary's right. Like, she's like, I'm not doing anything. But just, understanding, I'm sorry that he doesn't like you back. Right. That's... Yeah. My big opinion, we definitely harped on it plenty, but just the age gap. I'm just like, Charles and Carolyn should have been concerned sooner. Somebody should have been concerned. Even just, it's kind of crazy to me, do they know where Laura is? Did she lie when she, was she just I'm going fishing by myself and taking all this food? Did they know that she was just going with a boy 5 years older than her or more just to go fishing by themselves unsupervised?
Things were different on the prairie.
But that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So that, my big opinion is just somebody should have been concerned sooner about this relationship.
Also, another big opinion, Johnny should have been washing his feet.
Yeah. Or wearing shoes, one or the other.
Those were gross.
Yeah. And, we forgot favorite line. We've shared several quotes throughout the episode, but my favorite is Mary's, I think, addle-brained.
Willie's right. He looks like a scarecrow and he's addle-brained as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a solid one. Solid burn. I like it. And I think that's about all for this episode.
So join us for our next episode. So we've determined this will be episode 7, If I Should Die Before I Wake.
This one is fun. I like this one. We see Charles especially kind of get wrapped up into hijinks of an old lady who lives in town.
Yes.
Overall, another fun one. Don't
Yeah.
worry. The
Trauma-
title is misleading.
Yeah, trauma is not
Low.
too bad. Low.
Yeah, it's low.
Yeah. So join us next time for
Some more Prairie fun. Bye.
Thanks for joining this week of Prairie Drama. We unpacked a little trauma. This is Little House, big opinions. See you next week for more wild decisions.